Nigeria and Africa wears many masks, and that is a tragedy of religion. It does not usually stand alone. And religion can be weaponized by anyone that knows how to manipulate the emotions associated with it in such a way that it will now be used to further the person's goals and aspirations. Okay, that is why you see that religion is at the foundation, or at least is going to be a very integral part of most acts of violence committed over the ages. Yes, of course, most of the time wars are fought for economic gain, dominance, to take over the land of a particular people and all that, but it became much more severe and intense when religion was introduced. Now let's talk about Africa, Nigeria for us.
Religion na geti ya onwewe because na hapo religion ono side ndị mmadụ eji amere head ham. Such mkunu get up highlight of this video emo onwe half onofo achom kunu get up the full video so that kunu no one nine nwoke ku about religion and they also see and how people are using it as a weapon against their human being, which is not supposed to be so. Ndo to Matthias. I believe that this video will also open their eyes. I'm as a grown-up man. As a grown-up man, Matthias and Mazidibia will not be the one to dictate for you people what you people ought to do and say, because you don't have right and mind of your own. And then this video, Kodekwan.
Religion in Nigeria and Africa wears many masks, and that is a tragedy of religion. It does not usually stand alone. And religion can be weaponized by anyone that knows how to manipulate the emotions associated with it in such a way that it will now be used to further the person's goals and aspirations. Okay, that is why you see that religion is at the foundation, or at least is going to be a very integral part of most acts of violence committed over the ages. Yes, of course, most of the time wars are fought for economic gain, dominance, to take over the land of a particular people and all that, but it became much more severe and intense when religion was introduced. Now let's talk about Africa, Nigeria for us. Nigeria specifically. Of course, we had our own traditional religion in the past. We had the way we thought we could worship God. Okay, the Yorubas had Olodumare, of course, and all the smaller gods. Okay, the Hausas had Obangiji and whatever they and then the Igbos, they had Shuku, and then some other smaller deities and all that. And one of the things I discovered, if you study old religion, is that most of those religions, they talk about blood sacrifices that sometimes require you to pick a whole human being, either as a baby or as a virgin or something, to sacrifice to appease the gods. Now let us think with today's understanding. If you have any so-called god, okay, that requires the blood of any human being, that is not the Almighty God. Not in this day and age. Of course, we know things that were in the Bible and all that, as at the time that God wanted to destroy the descendants of the wicked people and all that, we destroy, and now, even now. But later, when we go to the New Testament, we now discover that that was not the plan of God. God is now saying, let all of them grow together. There will be judgment at the end of the day, because it goes against nature for a creature to be destroying or killing its own kind. It goes against nature. If you believe in God, it goes against God. Now, for those that don't even believe in God, according to what the Bible says, you have a nature inside you, a law in your members. We call it the conscience. Something that tells you that this is good or this is bad. That's why even if you say you're an atheist, you're an agnostic, you don't believe in anything, if you have a babe, you don't like it when someone takes your babe or sleeps with your babe. And if you have a wife, you don't like it when someone sleeps with your wife. So because of that, something inside you will tell you, if you want to take someone's property, that what you are doing is bad. Something inside you revolts and does not like the idea of you taking another person's life. That's why people that commit violent crimes, they usually take drugs and other things to ensure that they dull their senses and all that. That's it. Even the so-called Boko Haram, swap, or whatever you call them, terrorists, whatever, you will see that one of the highest things they consume, they take a lot of hard drugs. They get supplied by tramadol in boxes and then Viagra and all those stuff to commit those atrocities. Because before you look like a human being like you, that is speaking, that is rational, and you now can take a machete and start, or you can take a gun and just, something has to be wrong with you now. You are no longer operating on the plane of a human being. In fact, that person is not even operating on the level of an animal. Most animals do not kill their kind. Sharks will not eat their fellow sharks. Lions will not eat their fellow lions, apart from the alpha lion that can eat the offspring of the other one. Or you understand? But generally, dogs will not usually eat dogs. That's it. But humans will buy their fellow human beings in the name of religion. Can you now see why religion is a tragedy? Now, I said religion wears many masks. The political mask, let's talk about Nigeria. People can use the politics of a nation or political ambition and wear the mask of religion to cause unrest, to cause insecurity issues, to cause unaliving of some people, to support people that are kidnapping and raping people, so that they embarrass the people that are in power. And once those people that are in power are embarrassed, they can now have the upper hand during the next election. I won't say more than that. The economic phase, that's the economic phase, okay, is also when a particular ethnic group wants to take over a fertile lands of some other people. And then what do? Tell your people that those people are kafiris because they don't worship God the same way you worship God. They are kafiris, they are unbelievers. So you now tell your people that because they don't worship God the way you worship God, their lives do not mean anything, so they can be unalived. In fact, there are some people that quote a particular part of a particular religious books that says that if you grape someone that is not of your religion, that the particular God they say they are serving does not say it's a sin. Now, people that follow that religion are embarrassed when they see the scriptures. They can either come and say it's not true or something, but it's there. So someone that say when you are fighting against another set of human beings in the name of religion, and something happens to you and you will have access to seven virgins or seven virgins. Those are things that are written to make people to fight. Okay, economic reasons. You want to take over an empire. Okay, and the head of that religion, or the prophet, or someone, or the imam, or the pastor, if he is going to use those things to get people to work for him, to get dominance over a particular place and access to a lot of land or economic stuff, religion will wear that face at that point in time. We've talked about politics, we've talked about economic gain. Now let's talk about the ethnic mask. Religion can be used as a tool for ethnic domination. One particular tribe or ethnic group wants to exterminate the other group and take over their properties and their land and everything. Religion can be used as a tool. Because if the people of the other tribe are predominantly of a different religion, you just label them as people that are infidels. And that's all. And then your people can now, with religious fervor, religious fanaticism, they will now become people that carry the sword or the pew and everything, and go and start unaliving those people, kidnap them. The concept of jizya still there. Most of these things in recent times is actually the Islamist religion that is more guilty. Okay. Of course, we know that for the Muslims that are watching, you know what jizya is all about. The tax that the infidels are supposed to pay after you've conquered their land. They will now be paying you tax. So Christians and Southerners watching, please listen. The same religion that is wearing the economic face, Madam, thank you, ma. Wearing the economic face, that they want to take you over. It will also make you, those that want to do that thing, to label even those people that are on the same religious persuasion. They will still call them infidels. Like now, there's something, correct me if I'm wrong, if you are a Yoruba man here, or you are from the south and you're a Muslim, there is no northerner that will worship with you if the person leading the prayer is from the south. I stand to be corrected. I've never worshipped in a mosque. But what I heard from fellow Muslims that no northerner will worship in a mosque where the person leading the prayer is a southerner. They believe that your Islam is not conk enough. So that's why it's easy for them. They can come to the south and even unalive and grape people that are of the same religion in the south, because they've told them that you are infidels, you are kafiris. So you label people. The English will say, if you want to kill a dog, give it a bad name. So can you see? If it is wearing the economic face, it's wearing the political face, or it's wearing the ethnic face, religion can be weaponized as something that can be used to destroy another group of people. Now, if you understand this, you now understand that you know that you are the target of extermination. You are the target of people that want to come and buy you and steal your land and steal your properties and steal your women and do all those things. You will come together. This is not the time if you are from the south. This is not the time to say that person is a Christian and this person is a Muslim. It's a time to come together and work against these people that want to come and take over our land, make us to be living in our land like slaves, want to turn our land to cage where they will just be doing whatever they like at any point in time. This is the time to ensure that you cooperate with your fellow man. Okay, now let me say something, and I'm going to repeat it twice. Any religion that makes it easy for people to commit acts of violence against another man, it is not a religion that leads to God. It is not from God and doesn't go to God. I'm going to say it again. Any religion that makes it okay for a man to buy another man, to grape another man's wife, to take another man's properties, that religion is not from God and it's not going to God. So just own it. If you believe that because some people are not from your religion, they should die, my dear, you are not serving God. You are serving the devil. And I don't care whose ox is God.